Hi everybody, my name is Lon with PCWA, and I want to thank you for joining our Facebook Live event today. July is Smart Irrigation Month, and last week we showed you how to program your irrigation timer and do routine maintenance and check out for any broken sprinklers. So this week we're gonna talk about how to change a sprinkler and how to change a sprinkler nozzle. Also, I want to say, if this sounds fun, share the video. Before we get into it, I want to talk about the anatomy of a sprinkler. Just so you know, a sprinkler is attached to the water line with a separate piece called a poly cutoff riser. The poly cutoff riser goes into the inlet of the sprinkler body. Next we have the cap here, which also has a cool tool called the soil level line. It's got a little lip, and that's where the sprinkler is actually supposed to sit level with the ground so that when you mow, you don't mow over it. Next we have the nozzle riser and the nozzle. You can also pick up this tool for about $8 at your local hardware store. It's a pop-up sprinkler tool. So we already have a broken sprinkler here. So I'm going to turn it on and show you what a broken sprinkler might look like. So as our water comes on, what we're going to notice here is a lot of water coming out underneath the cap and even a little bit at the poly cutoff riser. Sometimes that poly cutoff riser, that's the only thing that's broken, and that's all you have to repair. This one, we're going to need to repair because it's coming out pretty good right there. In your situation, you might notice excess runoff or bubbling up underneath the grass. I already have this cut out, so we're able to see it pretty good. We can go ahead and shut this down and we can start the repair. The repair is going to be pretty simple. All we're going to do is firmly grip the sprinkler body and turn counterclockwise on the poly cutoff riser to unscrew it so that we can put our new one on. Sometimes when you're unscrewing that, the poly cutoff riser will stay stuck in the sprinkler body. Don't worry about it. You can use a channel lock and unscrew it there and affix it back into your water line. When we're digging out our nice 8-inch hole around here so that we have room to work, sometimes you can get water down in the poly cutoff riser. So we made this fun flushing tool out of 3/4 inch PVC, cut to about 18 inches long, a 3/4 inch elbow, and a 3/4 inch to female pipe thread adapter. That's a 1/2 inch adapter to go right on the poly cutoff riser there so that we can turn the system back on and flush. And if you like that, go ahead and share this video so someone else can have that tip too. When we're flushing, all we want to do is flush till we see about, clear water. It's not murky and muddy. So that looks pretty good. I think we can turn it off. I didn't get any dirt down in mine. All right. So next, I'm going to talk about if you do need to change out your poly cutoff riser and just how easy that is. But first I want to note, on the poly cutoff riser, there's a transition piece here. That set of threads is designed to go down into the water fitting, and these little other notches are your cut notches to adjust the height of the sprinkler. So what we can do is you can do an eyeball measurement here where you line that up and you try to eyeball that soil level line as close to level as possible. You make your mark on your poly cutoff riser that you need to trim, and you grab your PVC cutter, just line it up, and it's just a simple cut, just like that. Then you screw that in. Also note, these soft threads do not require any pipe tape or any thread sealant, as they're designed to make a watertight seal. All right, so we're going to go ahead and change our sprinkler out to our new one. One thing to note when you're buying your new sprinkler is to try to get the same one. Some of these sprinklers come really long, some of them come even shorter. So trying to get the same sprinkler head, body, unit, whatever you want to call it, is very crucial. You can always change out the nozzle later. So to fasten our new sprinkler head onto the poly riser, all we're going to simply do is screw clockwise on. We want to just go about hand tight, and careful not to over tighten it, as you'll potentially crack the poly cutoff riser make more work for yourself. You don't want to do that. So we'll get it to about hand tight, and we're almost there. Now we just want to test our repair. So we're going to fire the system back on and make sure we don't need to make any adjustments to the new sprinkler head. Oh, yep, we got to adjust it a little bit. So we're going to take a channel lock and just grip the nozzle riser there and turn it to however you would like that to be. So I'm looking for a nice straight spray pattern down my grass line here. And that looks pretty good. I like that. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and shut the system off, because I noticed that this sprinkler came with a static spray head. Here at PCWA, we like water efficiency. And so I'm going to change this out to a water efficient rotary nozzle. So I'm simply just, again, counterclockwise unscrewing the nozzle from the nozzle riser. Oh, and look at that, we have a filter. So all these nozzles have filters. Sometimes if you notice your sprinkler is just dribbling water out, it's not spraying like it should. Sometimes all that's wrong is this filter is clogged, and you can simply do exactly what I do with your new tool. Unscrew that, take a hose, clean out your filter, reapply it, and try it again, and that might solve your problem. But what we're going to do today is we're going to change out the nozzle. This particular nozzle is a Rainbird high efficiency rotary nozzle. You'll see the difference here shortly. Notice this filter is actually attached. Some come attached, some come not attached. So all we're going to do is drop that filter back down in the hole there, and again screw clockwise to tighten. We're going to tighten that up to about there, and then we're going to test out, because I'm probably going to have to make some adjustments to this sprinkler. So we're going to fire it back on, and we're going to test out what we need to do. Oh yeah, it's that little bit of extra spin out you're seeing. That's fine, that happens. So yeah, we want to change this a little bit. I'm going to grab my channel lock tool. Don't worry if you get wet. Changing a sprinkler is a wet job. Simply grab that nozzle riser again and give it a small turn there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use the nozzle to open up the pattern, because it's set for more of a corner and we want it to be a 180. So we're going to open it up best we can. And then this nozzle has another inside dial here to adjust the throw. So sometimes if you put it in and it's just going real low like that, all you have to do is spin clockwise and increase the amount of water that's coming out and make it cover what you want it to cover. There we go. It gave us a little bit of a headache, but we got it to work. Also, one thing to note here is a lot of these nozzles, if they do get clogged, they have a feature that you can just hold down like that and that'll flush. So that is, in a nutshell, how you change a sprinkler head. And remember, if you do that nozzle, that high efficiency nozzle, you're going to have to do that change on every sprinkler in that particular zone to keep the amount of water going down on your grass the same. And if you're ready to do that, visit PCWA.net and check out our rebates so that you can get a little bit of help in offsetting the cost on changing out a sprinkler body, changing those high use nozzles to water efficient nozzles, and maybe upgrading the old controller there to a weather-based irrigation controller. Thanks for spending some time with me.